Hi everyone. So thank you for all your questions. We thought this would be the best way to do this. My husband's gonna tell me what the questions are, and I'm gonna tell you my answers.
So lots of questions here. I'm going to try and pick out some of the most common ones, and then we'll get into some of the more specific ones.
Okay.
When is your birthday?
I'm a New Year's Eve baby, so I was born on the 31st of December.
Do you have any siblings?
I have the best little brother. His name is Barrett, and he is going to be 25 years old in a couple of months. Sorry that he's not made an appearance yet on anything, and it's all very much between me and Amma.
He's also in London.
He's also in London, exactly.
Big up better than.
Yes.
How are you liking life in America?
I actually love it. As you guys might know, I was born in Norway and I moved to London when I was around 9 years old. I was leaving my friends and my school and I just wasn't a happy bunny. Because I got to London and it was all about like studying and working hard. But studying and working hard in one of the greatest cities in the world just made me fall so in love with it that I didn't ever think I would leave. But then I did. My husband and I moved to the States this summer, like loving it. I love America. It's also really cool to be able to be somewhere that you've watched your entire life, I guess, in like movies and TV shows.
So America or UK?
Definitely the UK. Home is where the heart is. Jags doesn't agree.
So this was a popular question. Did you get an arranged marriage or did you fall in love?
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Big pause.
No, I was never gonna get an arranged marriage. I was considering whether to show my bias or not, and I think it just comes down to my own slightly neurotic, controlling nature of making decisions for myself. So Amma had a really hard time with that when I was growing up, but as it turns out, fortunately for her, the boy I found and fell in love with actually comes from the same village as her. His mother grew up from down the street from my mum. Our granddads were best friends, which we didn't actually know until a few months into going out. So it was all just a big incident of serendipity, I would say. Hence one of my earlier episodes about Amma, I'm marrying a boy from your village, and she was just over the moon because she had nothing to do with it. So yeah, love all the way.
What inspired you to start this work?
When I posted like a very short Q&A a few weeks ago, I said I tried to pinpoint exactly why I started it and that I wasn't sure, but I do know why I didn't start it earlier, which was the, some would say unfortunate fact that my Amma really wouldn't have been happy with me taking up anything creative whilst I was studying. It's only now, after doing everything she wanted me to do, I guess, do well at school, get a good degree, and marry someone that she also massively agreed with, that I've been brave enough, I think, to kind of step out of what's been designed for me. And that in itself is a massive thinking point. I don't think it should be that way. I think if you have a talent and if you want to do something that makes you happy and makes others happy, then you should really just go for it. I'm just too much of a mummy's girl to ever disappoint her, so here we are.
Did you go to Tamil school to learn Tamil?
I didn't. I will say I didn't because I think I went for like 6 months when I was 5 in Norway. And then no. What did happen was when I was little in Norway, Amma, I think, taught me the alphabet. And as I was growing up, I was massively into languages. One of my favourite things to do is learn new languages and speak new languages. It felt wrong to invest my time to learn other languages, like other European languages, if I wasn't adept at reading and writing Tamil. So since I was, a young teenager, I've been trying myself, not with Amma or with anyone. I've just sort of, tried to always, if I see Tamil text, I will always try to read it. I used to write Tamil poetry when I was around that age as well. really sort of, tried, because I love the language. But, it all comes down to Amma for taking the initiative, for teaching me the language when I was really young, I guess. So, thank you, Amma.
Okay, so these ones are a bit less philosophical, maybe.
Okay.
Who is your favourite Tamil actress?
Okay. So I had, because Tamil actresses, again, for reasons that are very much grounded in sexism, Tamil actresses, do movies for a while and then they stop doing them when they reach a certain age. So I had different ones growing up. When I was young, I loved Jyotika. Jyotika was my favourite. I loved her big eyes and her expressions, and I thought she was adorable. More than anything, I just thought she was a brilliant actress, and you could sort of see that she was a really hard worker. I might have been reading too much into Kushi, but I love her. And then when she stopped doing movies, I know she's back now, but she's sort of left the game for a while after she got married. I really like Nayanthara. She's the best. She's so awesome, and she's just gorgeous. She's just so pleasing to look at. Having grown up, I'm sort of looking back on loads of Tamil movies, and I'm really appreciating all the heroines that managed to stay there, using their talent and their fan base and the right choices they made. You can tell I'm really into Tamil movies. I'm into all movies. So I have retrospectively appreciated Simran, who I think is just crazy talented, amazing dancer, amazing actress. You'd never see her go wrong. And also Trisha, who's really held her own over the years. So kudos to any women who are out there winning.
And who's your favourite Tamil actor?
Oh God, Vijay, always. Vijay. Forever. And always. Vijay.
And what's your favourite Tamil food?
My favourite Tamil meal, which I know now because I made Amma make it after I moved away. So when I go there, she'll make me this. It's gluttony at its finest. It's white rice. I'm going to start speaking of it in Tamil because I know people are going to be disappointed if I continue like this. Soru, vella soru, kuttarasi soru எல்லாம் இல்ல, வெள்ளை சோறு, ஆட்டிறைச்சி குழம்பு நல்ல உரைப்பா, அதை கொஞ்சம் பேலன்ஸ் பண்றதுக்கு ஆட்டிறைச்சி பாக்கரி. I know, so bad. The ஆட்டிறைச்சி குழம்பு, ஆட்டிறைச்சி பாக்கரி, வெள்ளை சோறு, and then you mix it up and you see the two gravies just merge to make this nectar. Oh my God, you guys are making me hungry. And although I cook and make Tamil food, I've not made mutton curry as good as my Amma's ever. So, I miss you, Amma. Thanks, guys.
When are you planning to go to London?
Oh, next month it'll be Thambi's birthday soon. I try to go back once every 2 or 3 months because I just can't live without my mum and my brother. And also miss my friends, miss family, so yeah, next month.
And when are you going to be in Canada? Toronto specifically.
I don't know. We both have a lot of family up there. Soon, we really should. Soon.
Final, are you coming to this place first? Are you planning to visit us in India, specifically Chennai?
I'm actually in India later on this year. I can't stay away for more than 2 years. I love Chennai. I love India.
One question we've had come up quite a few times is, what advice would you give yourself 5 years ago?
That's a really good question. Your guys' questions are actually really, uplifting and lovely, guys, so thank you. Jason did say this because he read the questions, I haven't, and he was like, you've got some really great followers, which is it's all you want, really, if you're out here trying to create something. I've always constantly been very, not too, but very critical of myself. I'd say in a healthy way because I am constantly evaluating myself and reflecting on how I am, decisions I've made, where I'm going, people I'm with, how I interact with the wider community, how I put my skills to use, how I try to develop myself, how I try to sort of maneuver this challenge that is life. So I give myself advice all the time. So I don't think there's anything I would say now that I should have added back then, but I can tell you how I did view myself back then, what things I did work on. If you're not a kid who's sort of, you know, been very lucky in that everything is given to you, then you do start to develop some traits that your you know, own coping mechanism for dealing with that hardship. And so I think growing up, I was always quite confrontational, I think. I used to get angry. I used to, you know, fight with Amma all the time, as you guys can see. I used to, you know, really question everything and get really worked up about it, to the point where it made me not the happiest of people, I think. So 5 years ago, or around that time, I made a decision to handle problems and handle conflict with a solution, as opposed to with emotion. I just really worked on looking at things more objectively and looking at facts. If something's going wrong, where's it going wrong? How's it going wrong? How could I have changed that outcome? So instead of letting it get to me, make me mad, or make me lash out in a way that I'm not too happy with after, I started to think harder, analyse, and be a bit more proactive. 5 years ago, that's the advice I gave to myself, and I'm still working on it.
So another area I've seen is people asking about, are they requests? Maybe requests for what kinds of videos you're going to do.
I have so many ideas, guys. Like, I've always been an idea gal. So it's just really nice to have this outlet to let my creative expression go wild. It's, you know, things will change. That might mean that, I don't know, maybe you guys won't like my future stuff as much as you do now, and that might not guarantee continued success, but even, you know, that's okay. I've still got to test things out and break new ground, I think. So if anyone's bored, don't worry, there are changes. There's different things coming. I can't give it away, it's a surprise.
So here's a good one that quite a few people ask.
Yay!
What is your favourite song, Tamil and English?
Oh yay! My all-time favourite Tamil song, and I have favourites from all the decades because I'm a massive fan of Ilayaraja, and even like 1940s, 1950s Tamil song. My favourite all-time Tamil paattu. Oh, I've not been speaking enough in Tamil. Shucks. Katpura Bommai Ondru. Even talking about it brings me to tears. It's mom singing to her children. That's all I can do without killing the song for you, but it's just, it's like soul-wrenchingly good. If you guys don't know the song, please go and look it up. Coincidentally, maybe not so much of a coincidence, my favourite English song is actually about Appas. It's by Luther Vandross, and it's called Dance With My Father. Spin me around till I fell asleep. Up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. And that's about Appas. This might be a good opportunity to address questions that may be to come, or maybe you guys would like to ask. All my skits are about Amma because my father passed away when I was 9 years old in 2000. He was really young. He was only 35. I love him to bits and pieces, and I think about him every day. So Amma's been my everything, my Ayya and Amma to me. Yeah, which also I think might explain some things, like why I was so not very feminine growing up. You know, I prided myself as being sort of the man of the house, if you like, being the oldest, and yeah. So, and also probably my reason for why I always in the end gave Amma what she wanted, because she gave up her entire life raising us, and I'm yet to meet a stronger, more amazing woman than Amma. So yeah, favorite Tamil paattu, it's an Amma paattu. Favorite English paattu is an Appa paattu.
Start recording.
Yeah, sorry, back. I was just telling you guys that I wasn't emotional and then I got emotional. That's hypocrisy for you. Working on it though.
We're all human, baby.
We're all human.
That's right.
That's right.
So another popular question, probably our final question for this Q&A session. I think you've done a great job of answering, actually.
I think you've done a great job of reading them. No, I'm joking. Paraphrasing and structuring and categorizing and things that are just...
I know, I've done an aggressively mediocre job, but you're much better than I, so everyone's enjoying this, I hope. But the last question is, when will your husband be featuring in episodes? The husband's answer is, hopefully never. I can't steal the spotlight away from my beautiful wife.
I'm going to be honest, and this is probably a discussion I should have privately with my husband and not with you guys, but here we are. Very soon. Very, very soon.
What?
I have big ideas. I'm going to mute him in this part of the answer. But yeah, I really hope soon. I have plans. And this is all, it all hinges on his saying yes. But the truth is that my husband is, what's the opposite of like superficial?
Stupid.
No, not stupid. He has absolutely no care in the world for, spotlight. I don't think he's ever taken a selfie in his life. I want to do a little thing on how we met and our story. There. Doesn't that sound nice?
It sounds nice. It'll be even better when you hire an actor to play Jake's the husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be there to make sure he's up to par. It'll be top draw.
It'll be him.
Great.
It'll be him. So Jake says this thing. He goes, my wife wanted a cat. I didn't want a cat. So we compromised. And we got a cat. He says it, laughing and crying at his own misfortunes in life. But I just...
Blessings.
Blessings.
I count my blessings every day.
Blessings. So, Jake says no, I say yes. Let's see what happens.
Yes, I see another very fair compromise coming up, guys.
So soon, guys. Stay tuned.
And I think that brings us to the end of your first Q&A. How do you feel?
Oh, just not good. Not good at all.
Well, thank you to everyone who posted questions.
I'm so sorry if we didn't get to your question, but this is, as you can see, exceedingly long already. Maybe in a good few months, if there's any good reason for it, then we'll do another one of these. But for now, stay tuned for season 2, episode 8.